was probably the best skip I could have done. It's rewarding me with a 5-pounder. Oh, got it. Yeah, this is a good one too. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Currently fishing the first official kayak tournament of the year, KFNW Tour Event 1 on the Wallula pool, aka the Columbia River. Currently gassed right now, making the long pedal to my starting spot, and we got about 4 minutes until line's in. 5 fish, longest length. See what we can do. See you guys at the starting spot. Line's in. Oh, that's bottom. Line's in and bottom out. Alright, y'all, we're just gonna beat down this bank for chatterbait and see if we can get lucky and get a couple fish on the way down to some trees that I'm praying have them. So we got another guy, he's fishing on the other side of the bank for me. He's fishing kind of slow, so we're actually just going to head straight to the back and see if we can get some fish real quick. Of course. Just missed one. Just picked it up and swam off of it. Let's get a jig. I gotta be the money skip. Come on, pick it up. Got him. Oh, it's wrapped around the tree. Come on, baby. It's wrapped around the tree limb. On. There we go, here he comes. Number 1. 3.5, 3 3/4, maybe 4, dude. First fish of the day. Little stick bait. Take that any day. That's how we started. It's 19, baby. 19. I'm gonna let it go. Boom. That's how we get started. Let's see if we can get another. I'm sure our line's all good. Fish was wrapped. Key thing about that is just making sure you just keep pressure, but not too much. And just give it time, this fish will come out. Curious if that's the same fish that bit earlier. I kind of saw my line take off and just picked up and just felt it swimming. That's where like high vis line is really key. Spinning gear. Alright, let's keep it going. My 360 on this kayak has been kind of messing up, so I'm not trying to use it too much if I don't have to. I'm just taking it easy. It's starting to rain a little bit. There's one. Oh! I think there's one on a bed in there. That was probably the best skip I could have done. It's rewarding me with a 5-pounder. That's a stick. 3-pounder. Well, we figured out what was picking it up every single time, a little smallie. But you know what? A fish is a fish. Oh my god, I hope it's 12. Ooh, look at that. Little smallie. Adios. About an hour in, and well, we got one good one so far. Need to get a lot bigger than that. I think this tournament is going to take, I think, over 95 inches to win. Now, one of the right ones. Now we just need 4 more like it. Hopefully this rain kind of starts making something happen. I just saw a fish swirl over here. Curious if we can get a bite. Oh, got it. Yeah, this is a good one too. Oh, come on. Holy. Loosen that drag. Margie. Come on, baby. Come here. Hey, where you going? I need you. That's a 4-pounder. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, that's over 4, dog. Like I said, just saw it swirl earlier. Skip that stick bait right up in there and kadunk. $18.5. Will do. Oh. Just lost another good one. 3-pounder. Wasn't backpedaling. All part of the learning experience. Dang. Didn't set the hook as hard as I wanted to. Can't be doing that. Nice one. I mean, probably another 18-incher or something. We'll pray that fish wants a bite again later. Still in the same pocket. Just kind of working around. Picking apart this stuff pretty good. Took the hook that time. Took my whole bait. Don't know how, but it did. So right now I'm flipping a Z-Man palmetto bugs. Little secret, you can use an EWG, some super glue, the gel version. Just put it right on the edge of that hook where it rests for your Texas rig. Push it up, and it will help with keeping it there. Let it sit for a second. Ready to go. Come on. It's probably 2 good fish. Those bigger largemouth, when they eat, I mean, they just take off of it. Watercolor is pretty muddy right now, so I'm throwing black and blue. That would have been 5, and I would have had a solid limit with that little small one. Just gotta fish clean. Can't win tournaments if you can't fish clean, especially when you get quality bites like that. Come here. Smalley. I only got so much battery life on this GoPro, so I'm gonna turn it off, y'all. But just got a smallie, not a big one, a 2-pounder. I don't know exactly what it's gonna measure, probably 15 inches or something. Oh yeah, owner all-purpose freaking hook. Got him. That was a big largemouth just because of the way it fought. Number 4, 15 1/4. So right now I'm just kind of making another milk run through what I think is my primary area and just see if there's anything that I miss. After this, we're gonna make our way out and go look at some different places. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Got 6 hours. And I know I can get the 5 right bites here. Just the question is, do they want to eat again? I already had too many missed opportunities. Well, that's all the footage that we ended up getting that day. All that rain apparently just made it so that my GoPro didn't want to work. Said that it had 0 memory left, even though I still had like 5 hours left on my memory card. I figured I'd still give you guys a quick recap of everything that happened the rest of the day and kind of the stuff that I used during that tournament. So that last clip, I had a fish in the net, and it was actually my 5th fish of the day, and actually the biggest one as well. Just a little narrative. Picked up the Texas rig with that palmetto bug, and I decided, well, it's time to fish deep way underneath all these trees. So I made this really nice skip about 10-12 feet in the back of this tree, and it just went donk. I set the hook, and all I can hear is branches breaking. I hear my line screaming, and I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding, just knowing I had the right line for the situation. Once that fish got free, it had me doing 180s and turning left and right. It was so chaotic. It was honestly just a hot mess. Finally, when I got the net in the water, that fish was just teeter-tottering right on it, and finally got into the net. It was such a delicate situation because I wanted to just yell at the top of my lungs because I saw the size of the fish. I knew that was the kicker I was looking for. But I stayed cool, got the fish in the boat, got the measurements and everything, and well, that fish went 20 1/4 inches. Here's a photo. To my surprise, one of my buddies, Will, was just around the corner, and he was able to get a photo of me with that fish as well, so here's a shot of that. Before that time, I only uploaded 3 fish, and so I finished up uploading the last 2 and found out I was in 2nd place. Knowing that I had those 2 smallies that were 12 3/4 and 15 1/4, I knew that I had a good chance of trying to call those up in this area if they can just cooperate. Pretty much just stuck with that Texas rig in my hand the rest of the day, and I was able to get 1 more bite. I went back to the tree where I caught that first fish of the day, skipped that palmetto bug way under that tree, and got bit. Set the hook, missed it, couldn't believe it, knew it was a good bite, skipped right back under there, and it just went tick. That fish ended up being 18 3/4, and it jumped me the 1st place during that time. That ended up calling that 12 3/4, and I knew I needed I get a 16 1/2, 17 incher to probably win it. At the end of the day, we didn't make that last call we needed to, but we still ended up getting 2nd place. Cash and I checked this event for the first kayak tournament. I mean, I'm still speechless over what happened. It was such a fun experience. I have a nice plaque that was custom made for the event. Thanks KFNW for the hardware. With 2nd place, we ended up with 91.75 inches and just 1.25 inches off from tying with the leader. So needed an 1.5 inch coal. That 15 1/4 really hurt us at the end of the day, but again, I mean, for sticking in a little area, I was really surprised with what was there. I only caught 1 4-pounder there during practice, so I really wasn't expecting much. I was hoping I can get 1 good bite there and just keep moving. Hindsight 2020, I don't know what I would have done differently. I left for an hour trying to find something else, ended up coming back there, but the sun came up and well, a lot of the bite died off with that as well. Now that largemouth, that 20 1/4, actually tied for biggest fish of the tournament. But the tiebreaker was whoever caught their fish first, and I got lucky and I beat the next guy by a couple hours. So we walked away with big bass of the tournament as well. Now the baits and the gear I used was nothing crazy, nothing super complicated. I really kept it simple this tournament. Obviously the first 3 fish that I caught was with a spinning rod, and pretty much this was it. g.loomis GLX 892 JWR, one of my favorite spinning rods to use to throw stick bait. Paired it up with a Shimano Vanford 3000. It's one of my favorite reels of all time. I run the Accents, which is one of their high-end versions, and the Vanford at the end of the day is my go-to for the money. Now for the bait, again, super simple, going back to basics. 5-inch wacky rig stick bait with an owner jungle wacky weedless hook, one of my favorites, and a 1/0. That hook just has such a wide gap on it, but with the weed guards on it, it keeps it from getting snagged underneath those trees. And for line, like I said, I like to go as high vis as I can. This one is completely worn out from just all the fishing, but high vis line, just so that you can see when those fish bite and take off with it, is so key. And then I was just running 12-pound Seagar and VizX. You guys saw me get that fish wrapped up in that tree early off in the morning, and I just kept pressure on it, and it hasn't failed me. I've run some of the other stuff, and Seagar and VizX has just been my confident line. Now, some of those key bites that came on later in the day, going back to what I love to do, and that's pitching anything, and that is a Z-Man palmetto bug, nothing crazy, black and blue. Nice thing is, as long as a fish didn't steal it off like you saw earlier, or I get hung up and I lose it in a tree, I mean, one bait pretty much would last me the whole day. I paired that up with a owner 4/0 all-purpose hook, 3/8 ounce Wu tungsten weight with the Wu tungsten bobber stops. I run 2 of them because I feel like when I'm skipping all day long, it allows that weight to hold down. It doesn't slide way up your line. And I was using 17-pound Seagar and VizX. Again, that's just my go-to. 17 I feel like is a great all-around for pitching at wood and anything that's kind of heavy cover. Now the rod that got it done was a g.loomis GCX 893 JWR. One of my favorite spec of g.loomis rods is that 7.5 medium heavy. I just feel like it's an all-purpose rod. You can do everything with it. Honestly, I like a longer rod, a 7.5 over something like a 7.2, because I feel like when you set the hook, and I preach this all the time, with the longer rod it picks up more line, so you don't have to reel down as much and waste as much time. But the reel that was paired with that rod was that new Shimano Bantam MGLA, that new one that I just talked about. Been loving this reel. Again, 8-to-1 gear ratio. When they pick it up, I want to just be able to crank down real quick and set the hook and not have to make so many rotations around the reel. And that's my little tournament recap for you guys. Sorry again that the GoPro took a dump on us. I'm gonna try to get that figured out for the next time around. Currently leading it for AOY for Oregon, so I guess that means that we have to keep fishing this season. I just recently dropped the Hobie back off at Next Adventure, and here shortly we're going to be picking up the next kayak to use, and hopefully for the next tournament as well. As always, I appreciate you guys watching and following along this journey of mine. As a reminder, we have a goal to hit the milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and we'll be doing a giveaway for that one. All you gotta do is be subscribed below, and that's it. I'm not asking for anything complicated from everybody, but goal is to get that by the end of 2022. Drop a comment below and let me know if you guys enjoy these tournament recaps. I've never really filmed any of my tournaments before, so this is something new and definitely a fun thing that I'm willing to do more in the future. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.